Why am I starting this update video with creepy lighting, you ask? Well, I mean, it's October. What was I going to do? Just have normal lighting? I mean, come on. Halloween. Literally, Halloween's like right around the corner, somewhat. I should also kind of slide back a little bit. Focus, camera, focus. Either way, we love Halloween. You guys know that around here. We love it so much, we made it twice. We actually have Halloween in July, which sadly this year wasn't as active as I would have liked it to be, so we're going to try to go a little bit more spooky with Halloween, or at the very least this entire month. So there will be some changes to the channel. Some stuff is still going to stay the same. So like teach tutorials, we're going to have the same lighting as we usually do. Not going to make it too spooky this year. Maybe one might slip through, but most likely not. When it comes to new shows, in the past I've said some new stuff is coming up, but now I thought, you know what, let's just say what it is, let's get it out there, because some of it is really close to being done anyway. So we have Lost in Translation, which is a show that's based around games that never came out here in the US. This month we're getting a little spooky. I'm not going to mention what game it is yet, so there's a little bit of surprise there, but there is a game that I want to focus on that's part of a larger franchise. You can guess it down below if you'd like, but it's part of a larger franchise, and I can't wait to bring that video to you guys this month. Now, we also have a series called What a Hack. That's going to be based off of different fun video game hacks. Of course, we're going to have one that is Halloween based this month, but another one that might surprise some of you guys, based on a fandom that I am in. If you guys know some of our other channels, TG Productions and those guys on the radio, you know that I have podcasted about and talked about before, but one of the games going to be featured in What a Hack is actually one that I think will, even if you know a little bit about that, you can speculate down below, but it might surprise some of you guys. The other one, though, will be a Halloween-inspired hack, because this is the month that we're in. Going to try to get another episode of Super Sleepover done this month that will, of course, be Halloween-centered as well. Again, not going to mention the game, but just some surprises there. But we'll still try to get that in on track. The sad thing about some of the stuff that we have to film is I have to go off location, i.e., out of my apartment. And in doing that, it becomes much harder to get people around to film some of these stuff, and especially with Super Sleepover. If some of you guys are not familiar with it, Super Sleepover is a one-on-one series, so I can't kind of Skype with someone unless it's online multiplayer. But the game that I'm thinking of, usually the games that we do are either fighting. Some other types of games are coming up for Super Sleepover, but usually they're fighting, so that's next month though, so not this month, but still, it's going to be a fighting game for Super Sleepover this month, so I need to get out of here to actually film it with said person. Now, if you guys noticed, those guys play Season 5 came to a close a little bit later than I would have liked. Sometimes that happens. I mean, that's kind of our motto, really. Either a little bit later than I would have liked, or that Murphy's Law, which is if something can go wrong, it will go wrong. So, and if I got Murphy's Law's definition wrong, again, that just kind of adds to who we are, really. So, either way, though, for the most part, again, things are staying the same, other than a few other, videos. Reviews, we actually have a few reviews that I've had for months saved up. Not encoded saved up, because then I would have put them out, even if they were out of season, but a few that I've had either in the writing stages or in the recording stages or in the editing stages. But I mean, when it comes to some of these reviews, there's so much footage for some of these games. Thankfully, the smaller ones, it's either, maybe like a few hours, so that's not so bad. But there's one game that we have beaten on the channel. So we've beaten the game on the channel. So if you guys want to speculate down below, we've beaten it. And now we're doing a review on it, but it is such a long game, at least compared to what I've reviewed before, that there's just so much footage to encode, to have stored on the computer, that it has kind of been taking a while. But thankfully, it's it's been recorded and written. So, and the opening and ending scenes have been filmed. So that will be coming out this month as well. We should be having a special Halloween a special Halloween Let's Play. I'm going to, at this point, assume it's going to be with Tristan. It's not going to be what you're thinking at all, which is why it's going to be a lot of fun. And it's something that he actually enjoyed when he was a teenager himself. So he and I both being 27 now, so it's kind of like a throwback to us a little bit, because even though I've never played this game, I've heard him gush about it. So I'm going to try to get him around or get around him, because again, that also means I have to leave this place, to actually film that with him. Oh, another new show that's coming up is called Spooky Saturday. If you guys saw, I actually did a little bit of Spooky Saturday on our YouTube channel. I was going live and I was recording some Luigi's Mansion videos, Dark Moon specifically, because I actually played Dark Moon using my modded 3DS. It was modded with the capture card. Sadly, that company, Katsukitty, is now gone, but when they were around, I got it modded. It was way too expensive. And so, for some reason, I was trying to connect it to my computer recently, and thankfully, the actual card itself is not broken. I was using it on another computer, another laptop, and it works just fine. But there were these weird black lines, like interference, on my computer, on my newer desktop, and I think what's going on is maybe it's too many USB ports being used at once, too much interference, but the problem is that I need a keyboard, I need a mouse, not to work the game, because obviously I have it on the DS, but still, just to generally move things around, I need the webcam and I need the mic, because I'm not going to use the mic from the webcam. That's So there were some issues, because I was trying to do Spooky Saturdays with those for a bit, even outside of Halloween and outside of Halloween in July. But that did not work. So if we do continue those versions of Spooky Saturday, where I play Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon, then I probably will just be doing them without this gorgeous face, and it will probably be audio only. However, for the Spooky Saturdays that are coming up, the pre-recorded ones, we're actually going to be playing, we're bringing in one game back, so even though we've beaten it, we're actually getting some more endings in Akira, and also we're bringing back Poltergeist, a pixelated horror, and thankfully we recorded enough that they won't just be around for Spooky Saturdays, they will even go beyond into November for a bit, so that's great as well. And that's a game that we've been playing for years now, on and off. It's always something that I want to do outside of spooky season, and I sometimes have the chance to with Tristan, but thankfully we hunkered down and we actually played the game, and it is so much fun. So definitely check out Poltergeist, the pixelated horror. It was on the Vita, but obviously Vita's not around as much anymore. It is around on the PS4. I believe it's still digital, and it's on Steam as well. A lot of fun. Such a fun game. Oh, also, before we wrap this one up, I want to mention that I'm going to try to at least do one, maybe two, maybe even a third Let's Play of a shorter horror-style game, just to have some fun on the channel this month. But I don't want to say that one's definite, that one's in stone, just simply because of the fact that based on the reviews and some of the other more script-heavy content, I want to put a bit more emphasis on those than some of the Let's Plays this month. But it doesn't mean that we're not going to have at least one, because again, Spooky Saturdays are the Let's Plays for the most part. But there still can be other Let's Plays, just kind of fun little short things thrown around throughout the month if we do have the time. Also, there are some fans that want us to continue stuff like Fatal Frame, some of the other longer, either spooky or other kinds of Let's Plays that we've done in the past, and I still do want to do those, but the problem with those is the ones that are really long, like something like Poltergeist Pixelated Horror, thankfully there's always a start point and an end point that you can, have a few levels or something like that, but when it comes, and even with Akira, you can use either save states or things like that to kind of stop things in time when need be. But when it comes to something like Fatal Frame, with how much editing needs to be done, with me constantly wandering around going, what the hell's going on? When it comes to Fatal Frames, because I've done one by myself, which I don't want to play them by myself anymore, they're terrifying. 2 I did with Tristan, and 3 I've done a little bit of with Anthony. When it comes to those, I was trying to do them live, so that would be a bit more of a fun experience for all of us. We can kind of burn through them a bit quicker, and we would do them on the PC, which I can go live on. However, the problem with that is, for some odd reason, using my Roxio, so I can't emulate them, I can't put in a disc and emulate them directly on the PC. Not that good with PS2 games. So when I have my Roxio Game Capture or my Elgato, and I try to plug that into the PC, there are a lot of issues, and normally I'm good with with recording the videos. We do tutorials on that, but when it comes to that PC, for some reason, maybe it's because it's Windows 10, I don't know, there are a lot of glitches and issues with trying to either record or just go live in general with OBS. So I'm going to try and fix that before the new year is in. But with all the stuff that's going on with those guys on the radio, TG Productions, and also just generally leaving my house and having somewhat of a life, it does become difficult to try to look into those issues, because usually people just when I try to troubleshoot it online, people go, yeah, that's just the way it is. And it's like, no, no, I need to fix this. And so I think I might need to do a deeper dive and kind of see maybe if I have to run it in other modes of Windows or things like that. If you guys have any, solutions, please comment down below. Would love to hear what you guys have to say. But yeah, normally with those teach tutorials videos, it's these laptops, they're not super old, but they're just old enough that it seems like things are still compatible. But either with Roxio or with Elgato, but for some reason this newer PC is giving me trouble, which is so odd. But either way, though, we have another series coming up. It's not spooky, but it's focusing on different fan translations of video games. And it's going to be very interesting. And it's one that I'm super happy about and super passionate about because of all these games that we never got here, but we still have the ability to check them out. Not Lost in Translations, though, because those are kind of a deep dive into one game and all these speculations, and as to why it never came out here and things like that. But the other series is just more, kind of bite-sized stuff. Like if you might like this, or maybe you don't. I don't know. But Lost in Translation isn't really meant to be, a kind of bite-sized thing. It's meant to kind of dive into one specific game. And see maybe why maybe it didn't come here and et cetera, et cetera. So either way, though, thank you all so much for watching. As always, seriously, if you guys stuck through all of this, that's amazing. Seriously, thank you so much. And tune in next time when hopefully we get spooky, or if we don't, we'll get spooky the next time. All right, guys. So see ya.